What's up, Saints and Ain'ts? Welcome back to another episode of Music and Makeup. This is a special segment I like to call Behind the Beat. This is where I sit down with artists who are making noise in their lanes. And today I'm joined by an artist who you need to know, Jjackpot, aka Remy LeBeau. He just dropped his latest EP, King's Casino, and it's got everything from slick wordplay to storytelling and high stakes energy that just pulls you in. Welcome to the podcast, Jjackpot.
Whoa.
Okay.
What's going on? We in the building. I'm happy to be here with you. I like what you did with the last review too. Definitely shouts to her. Y'all, you already know I'm appreciative.
Well, thank you. For those that are new to your music, who is Jjackpot?
You know what? That's a real good question. So yeah, Jjackpot is just a young man from the South Bronx, BX USA, trying to make it happen. And just, I did a lot of time in my life. So I did a lot of wasting time. So now I'm not a YN. But
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take OG yet though. I'm not Unk either, but I'm going with
I feel you.
You feel me? We're gonna keep it OYN, original young. You know, me basically I'm a young man in an old soul because I lost a lot of time and now I'm just really focused, locked down. I got, I'm a father and I'm just trying to really, keep things clean and kind of like clean up what it is I feel like all of the old school OGs did to the future now. Like with this drill, if you see what's going on.
Yeah, I see it. So when did you start rapping? What drew you to hip hop?
I was about 13 years old, and me being from the Bronx, it just was everybody around me did music. And I said, look, I love reading, I love words, and I said I got enough of a story where I think they're gonna listen to me. So I just started telling my story, like, you know what I'm saying, because I lost my father to a drug related crime, to a homicide at a young age.
Sorry to hear that.
Okay, I made it through it, but it kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of like painted the person I was because I was 19. I wasn't a baby. I was a grown man in the streets.
Yeah.
You feel me? It wasn't like natural causes. They took my father, so I was vengeful. We was vengeful, and that kind of like made a story for me to be able to tell people, for people to hear.
I would say that art sometimes is the greatest way to help us channel our emotions or like take that pain and make something positive. That type of frustration too of having someone taken from you. Sometimes there's so many emotions surrounding that you don't have anywhere to put them. Art is one of the best ways to kind of like transmute your pain. I know you said you came from South Bronx. So who were some of your biggest musical influences growing up?
All right. Well, believe it or not, they were all dead. But my main musical influences, right, it was Biggie, Big L, Big Pun. You got to give it to Big Pun. He was his time.
Yes.
Pac is my boy. I could recite almost every song. That's my guy. So, rest in peace to all of the greats. But then I had to obviously pay attention to those breathing. And I would say, shouts to Styles P.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
Eminem, a lot of them, Lil Wayne to the core,
So we're going to shift focus and talk about your new album, King's Casino. What was the inspiration behind the title?
New York.
New York? Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm a gambler to the core.
Okay.
Right. Master Thief, did a lot of time for it. I love it. I'm grown now. We got out of it, but we ain't got to take money no more. We making it now.
There you go.
Yeah, but I was a young boy and, it's just, I was taking money and that was my thing, gambling, that life is a gamble. So every day I woke up and it was a gamble in the South Bronx, living that. So I realized that, New York is a casino. It really is. You could win big or lose hard.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real.
That's real.
That, and the reason why I said king is because all of the rappers, all of the men, I feel like all of the urban men from my society and from my environment that can properly, without yelling and dancing and drilling, if you can properly explain what it is we lived and we went through coming up in that, you a king, man. You a king in our casino. New York is the King's Casino, and we all kings, long as you could, long as you could live what you're talking about.
There you go. So now I love the first single from this album, 25 Red. Can you break down the meaning of this track? I like it because there's like an element of storytelling and a little bit of warning, but just break down for me what the meaning is or what it means to you.
Okay. We're going, I think this is good that we dissect. Let's start with the chorus. Right. All right. Don't open up that fridge. Okay. There's life in there. That's letting you know, listen, right? If just so you know what the fridge is about, if you was selling cocaine And
Uh-huh.
at heavy amounts, you would want to keep it in the freezer so that it don't go bad, it don't melt. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
because I was wondering.
That's what goes in the freezer. So, but the
Okay.
freezer is the whole fridge. So
Okay.
I went with don't open up that fridge. There's 25 of life in there. Basically, what that's telling you is if you're not like that, if you
Mm-hmm.
if you're fronting and you're not an animal and you're not a lion or a wolf, then go sit over there with the pumas.
I know that's right.
Period.
Stay on the porch.
Right. That's what that's
Yeah.
about. The chorus, that is. So
Uh-huh.
I guess I would say that the verses kind of like complement that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's all that was.
Okay, I like that. Thank you for breaking down the freezer thing because I surely was wondering. So, of all the songs on the album, which one do you feel like is the standout on this project? I know it's like picking your favorite child, but like which one would you say is like your favorite standout?
I have my favorite, and my favorite is Cash Out. It is.
Okay.
I love Cash Out because I'm you know, that's the one I'm saying goodbye. You know me? It's the last one, and
Uh-huh.
and I have people on there that are reputable, very reputable people on there. You probably noticed the voices, Mikey Millions and Jada Jeweler. You feel me? And they're explaining how they feel about me. So I really there's 2 features on there. It's not just me on the track.
It's the two of them as well.
Correct. Yep. You got to listen to Cash Out. They explaining what it is they see about me, what they see in me. You feel me?
Okay.
And I appreciated that. So that's my favorite joint. That's my favorite child.
All right. So you've got really good production on here. Tell me about working with, and I hope I'm not butchering his name, with Manatee Harris, and how did that collaboration come together?
Mono Citeras, the scissor hands, my boy. That's the shears. Listen, he's developing such a style that, you know, his style with my music and voice on there, we doing something
Mhm.
like it's doing something and it's real whimsical. If you listen to how he puts a beat together. So yeah, he's by the way, he's about to be dirt hot. Like it's about to a lot of things about to come together. That's my guy.
I was going to say, you all have a really good like synergy. Sometimes people have to bounce around with producers to kind of find someone that fits their style, but I felt like it sounded so cohesive and like you all just a really good match. So what guides your selection process when you're putting together an album? Was there anything that didn't make the final cut? How do you decide like what goes and what stays?
So I'm not gonna lie. My man
Mhm.
and my critica, he's also my baby cousin. So I'm so used to just sitting with him thinking, yo, what song we gonna put on the mixtape? I'm so used to him doing that lineup because he's so good at it. He's so good when it comes to that. This kid, watch, I'm telling you, Jada Jeweler got some secrets he about to let out. I'm not gonna blow him up. Like, he about to show y'all some work. But yeah, he puts it together in a way like build up, beat and everything.
And you can tell on this project, it's also very well curated, the sequencing of the songs. It's like a real cinematic quality. And I think that goes, back to the production and the organization of the songs, especially on All In. Are there any movies or books that inspire your work or this project in particular?
I would say a movie that did any kind of inspiration was the movie of life. Just this movie, and I've been here for the whole thing.
That's
So
what's up. Okay, someone can only hear one track from King's Casino. To understand you as an artist, what track would you pick?
I would want you to hear 25 Red. That would be
Okay.
I would want you to hear that. Yeah, the
Okay.
sarcasm is on there. The characters on there. We came like full throttle at them.
And what's your songwriting process like? Are you pen to pad, or do you just or you keep it, in the head?
When I'm in the head and I'm freestyling, I like to do that with the fellas. Like if we chilling and we smoking and we building, I like to do that there. But when it's time to put something on paper, you got to think somebody's gonna pay for this. So I really want to give you my all. I want my ad libs on point. I want my lyrics to be sharp, dagger sharp, no mistakes. Like get what you are paying for, even if you didn't pay.
Having like pride in your work and like wanting to deliver something that's quality. As a listener, we can tell when an artist is phoning it in. And when they really, like you said, sat down, made sure the ad libs were on point. There's like nuance to the verse. That's a big part of it. So do you start with beats or do you go with the concept first?
What I do is I hear the beat and everything in life has been so crazy that I can grasp a concept around your beat format. So I hear the beat first for sure.
Okay. And now to create, I've heard of artists, going to other states, other countries, or maybe even just having the environment to record to be a certain way. What role does environment play in your writing, and where do you feel like you create the best?
I honestly feel like I create the best in a It's sad. I'm being real, but in like
Okay.
a cell format, like in a cell.
Like it's just got to be you and no distractions.
That's it. It was conditioning. I'm still trying to get out of that conditioning of how prison has caused me. But I have gotten so much box time that I like being alone. I like being alone.
I'm the same way just because I can't have no distractions for anything. So when I edit, I have to edit in a room like with no distractions.
I'm not a show off because you would think if I write in front of somebody, it'll be more hard and it'll be better because I'm trying to show them that I can outdo them. It don't work like I'm definitely not doing nothing to show off. This is just me. And I like to be able to put it together.
All right, I like that. Is there a particular headspace or emotion that fuels your work? So same thing like with the environment. Do you tend to write under certain emotional circumstances?
I would say I would have to disagree with that one. I think I can write in because I can put myself there.
You said earlier you were talking about, your cousin is your manager. And I wanted to ask, a part of growing as an artist is being receptive to feedback and comments and criticism. How do you handle like responding to criticism and feedback? Because I know it's not easy for everybody.
You like me because all you had to do was stop listening to me and start listening to somebody else. So because you gave me criticism, lets me know that you see something better. You like what you hear, but you want better because you know it can come out of me. I love criticism.
That's a good way to look at it. I hope everybody listening, that is a good way to kind of flip that. Because I think when people get criticism, they take it personal. And I'm guilty of that. But that's a good way to flip it, that it means that you see something in me that you want me to improve. Because if people don't see it in you, they don't care about you improving one way or the other because they know even them giving you this advice won't make you any better. So
there's 7 billion other people I could have listened to.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a good way to flip it. So what advice would you have to any independent artists that are trying to find their lane and stay authentic, like trying to find where they fit in this game?
All the up and coming artists out there, this is for y'all. She told me to address y'all and I'm going to do just that. And I'm going to keep it 10 feet tall. Get you a beat format that you want to be your style and forget it. Keep listening to different beats. Don't ever marginalize yourself to one style. Number one. Number two, stop doing live performances or performing in front of somebody over your lyrics.
Amen.
Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. I learned the hard way myself. So, I will also say when it comes to labels, stop looking for a label to sign you and give you this major deal because you can rap. Everybody can rap.
That's right.
You are the industry. Trust that. You don't need nobody. You are the industry.
That's excellent advice. So I see that there's a visual out already for 25 Red and you have a single out already, Duck Hunt with Obi-Wan. What can we be on the lookout for next?
Oh my God, it's a lot. I wish I could tell you everything, but the Cobra.
But what you can tell us.
All right, shouts to my boy Cobra because I'm about to release his project and that's like a different touch, a different walk into Remy LeBeau. It's like gets away from a lot of the hard boom bappy grunge to more of the feel my soul kind of music. Okay. So that's going to take the people there. And then I have a project coming out, because we have a lot going on. I know you've been paying attention. I was going on with the whole artificial intelligence and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, we got something. I'm attacking that with a good artist. I'm gonna keep some secrets, but
okay.
We got a project coming out regarding that.
So where can people follow you and support your work?
You can follow me on YouTube. You can see music on YouTube. You can see music on Spotify. You can get to us on Apple Music. But I like to tell everybody, my Instagram is Jjackpot. Come engage with me directly. I like that more. We outside. We ain't got to go look at. We outside. Come engage with me direct.
You can't tell me everything, but any plans for merch or shows, over the summer?
That I can share with you. Yeah, merch right now. There's a shirt that's being dropped. Look for that. Pastel and Pistols. Shouts to my boy Jam. That's gonna be fire. The shirt is crazy. And if I could get 1 second, I want to show you some.
Yeah, go right ahead.
And I got you right now. I just want to do something with you for a minute.
Okay.
Because I like the energy here. But this is what we doing. These, I'm sure you see a lot of it around. These are the CDs. I told you the shirt is dropping immediately, and I'm gonna show you up in here, give you a sneak peek under the hood.
Oh,
yeah, I'm talking about you get a working slot machine, all of that. I'm trying to do it and hold the camera. It's kind of complicated, but we got a deck of cards here.
I that's fly.
Yeah, Mason D. Funk is an animal. You know, he did his thing here. I give him his props. And
Oh yeah.
the whole bill. You feel me? So this is $50. These are poker chips. You know,
That's nice.
Take a walk in the life with Jjackpot, man. Come walk with me, man. That's it. $50 ain't gonna hurt nobody. You get a king
nah.
car. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And it closes up like, oh, but wait, I gotta show you the lineup.
The inside.
Yeah, we gotta.
Oh, that's
no album lineup, baby. You know that.
Yeah. Shout out to Mason DeFunk. I just love that because there's so much thought put into that. From the casino machine, the poker chips, I saw the $100 bill. And then I always like things that give the listener an experience. That's an experience.
Yep.
Like receiving that and opening it and having those, I always say that is an experience. And it's also like a way to keep your, audience engaged. I think that is just wonderful. I can't wait I'm definitely going to cop one. I like that. I wanted to thank you for coming on to the podcast and talking with me. Had a good time chopping it up with you. Saints and Eights, that is a wrap on this episode of Behind the Beat with Jjackpot. I've tagged where you can find his music in the description box and where you can follow him on Instagram. Again, Jjackpot, thank you again for sliding through and talking to me and giving us the inside scoop on King's Casino. I really appreciate it. Be sure to follow the Music and Makeup podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. That's my time, Saints and Eights. Love you. Bye.